So welcome students, welcome to Kkhyatis Education. This is Aalok Guptaa, your mathematics mentor and coach. So today we are going to learn concepts of mixture and alligation and we are going to solve some sums on it. So mixtures and alligation. So let me make you understand the concept behind it. What does it say? Let us say you have an x1 quantity of rice 1 and x2 quantity of rice 2, different type of rice. The x1, the rice 1, its rate is m rupees per kg and the rate of rice 2 is n rupees per kg. Now they are mixed together and let us say the average price when after it is being mixed is x per kg. So what does the concept of alligation say? The concept of alligation say that the difference of the rates. So for example, the difference between these two is, let us say, x minus n, and this would be m minus x. Why I have taken that? Because if something is of rate 2, something is of rate 3, then this average will always lie between 2 and 3. So this average will be smaller than one of the rates and greater than the other rates. So what I have assumed here is, I have assumed this is greater than this, that's why x minus n. So this becomes greater than x, that's why n minus x. So the process of alligation, the concept of alligation is very simple. What does it say? It says the ratio of these quantities in which they are mixed, which means x1 upon x2. The ratio of the two quantities that are mixed is same as the ratio of the difference of the rates, that is x minus n upon m minus x. This is one fundamental of mixtures and alligations, or alligation rather. Okay, let's see how does it come. Why do they say that? So let us say if my rice 1 is quantity x1 and its rate is m rupees per kg. So what is the total cost? Can I say it is mx1? Yes or no? And the total cost of rice 2 is nx2. So when I mixed together both the quantities together, what happened? The total price is mx1 plus nx2. And if I divide this total cost or total price by the total weight, what is the total weight? x1 plus x2. Correct? What I am going to get from here? I am going to get the cost per kg of the mixture, which is x. Yes or not? If I solve this equation, mx1 plus nx2 is x into x1 plus x into x2, correct? I will take all the x1 quantities on the same side. mx1 minus xx1 is xx2 minus nx2. If I take x1 out from here, it will be m minus x. If I take x2 out from here, it will be x minus n. So if I take the ratio x1 upon x2, it will be x minus n upon m minus x. This is exactly what we are trying to tell. Okay. So now let us start doing some numericals based upon this concept. So the first question goes, how much Pepsi at rupees 6 a liter is added to 15 liters of dew at rupees 10 a liter so that the price of the mixture be rupees 9 a liter? So let's try to understand what has been asked. There is Pepsi which is costing rupees 6 per liter and there is dew which is costing rupees 10 per liter. Now they both are mixed and we get a mixture जिसका average cost is rupees 9 a liter. So what we have been given, so let us say we'll write Pepsi here, and here it is due. So I do not know the quantity of Pepsi, which I will assume as X, and I've been given the quantity of due as 15 liters. The cost is 6 rupees per liter. Here the cost is 10 rupees per liter. And when they are mixed, the average cost comes out to be 9 rupees per liter. So I've been asked what is this quantity. So I will apply the rule of alligation. So 10 minus 9 is 1 and 9 minus 6 is 3. So the difference between the rates, the ratio is 1 upon 3, which is equals to the ratio of the quantities x upon 15. So x should be 5 liters. This is the answer. Absolutely clear? Let's go ahead and try to see next sum. In my pocket there are rupees 25 consisting of only the denominations of 20 paise and 50 paise. Thus there are total 80 coins in my pocket. The number of coins of the denomination of rupees 50 of paise 50 is how much? So what they are saying is I have 20 paise coins and I have 50 paise coins, right? And the total, there are 80 coins, right? And in total I have 25 rupees, right? So for 20 paise coins, I will need 5 coins to make 1 rupee, right? So if I say that there are x coins of 20 paise, so there will be 80 minus x coins of 50 paise, which means if there are x coins, 20 paise, the rupees will amount to x upon 5, because 5 coins make 1 rupee. So x coins will make x upon 5 rupees. Same way, 80 minus x, the total number of rupees will be 80 minus x upon 2, because 2 coins of 50 paise makes 1 rupee. So 80 minus x coins will make 80 minus x upon 2 rupees. What I have been told, the total of this rupees is 25. So I'll just solve it. 2x plus 400 minus 5x, if it goes there, is 250. So 3x equals to 150. So x is 50. So 20 paise coins is 50. So 50 paise coins would be 30. That's what you were asked. So that's the answer. Correct? Let's go ahead. In my office, the average age of all the female employees is 21 and that of male employees is 32. Where the average age of all the males and female employees is 28 years. So now we understood this particular problem would require the concept of alligation. The total number of employees in my office could be. So you see here, they have not given you the how many female employees and how many male employees. So that is unknown. So normally it would be very difficult to find the total number of employees. But here I think there is one catch here, because I have been given the options. We'll try to figure out from the options. So I have female employees and I have male employees. Female employees average age is 21, male employees average age is 32, and both mixed together average age is 28. Correct? Which means 32 minus 28 is 4 and 28 minus 21 is 7, which means the ratio of male to female x upon y should be 4 upon 7, correct? Which means the total of x plus y will be 4 plus 7, that is 11. But this is in the terms of ratio. This is not the actual quantity. So from the option I see which is the number which is divisible by 11. जो completely divisible by 11 हो जाएगा उतने ही total employees होने चाहिए because decimal में employees नहीं आ सकते. So answer is 231 because 231 11 से जाता है. Clear? Because 21 into 11 is 231. Next. An agency has 108 cars. He sold some cars at 9% profit and rest at 36% profit. Thus, he gained 17% profit overall. So, how many cars he sold at 36% profit? So, let us say cars sold at 9% profit is X. Cars sold at 36% profit is Y. And overall, there is a profit of 17%, which means the difference between these two, this is 19 and this is 8. So x upon y is 19 upon 8, right? Which means x plus y is 19 plus 8 is 27. The sum of the ratios is 27, but the sum is given as 108. So 27's value is given as 108. Correct? So one value is equal to 4 because 27 4 into 4 is 108. I've been asked the value of how many cars of 36%. So 36% means what car was there? 8. So 8 will represent 4 into 8, that is 32. So 32 is the answer. Correct? The shopkeeper mixed 40 kg refined oil with vegetable oil worth rupees 60 kg. Thus, he gains rupees extra selling the mixture of the two oils. The price of the first oil. So, I think this would be oil of weighing 80 kgs, not rupees 80 kgs. Okay, it's rupees 80 kgs. So, let us say refined oil and vegetable oil. Right, and this is 40 kg quantity, rate not known, 60 per kg, rate known, quantity not known, and when they mixed it, rupees 10 extra. So 10 extra, which means extra of what? Extra of average of this, the price of the first oil. So I want to find this. So there are so many unknowns here. I do not know this. I do not know this. I do not know this. So I don't think so. We have enough data to determine what is the price of the first oil. So can't be determined should be the answer. Data insufficient. Next. If 5 kg salt costing rupees 5 per kg. So let us say we have salt 1 which is costing 5 per kg and its quantity is 5. And there is a type salt 2, right? If 5 kg of salt costing rupees 5 per kg and 3 kg of salt costing rupees 4 per kg are mixed, find the average cost. So this is 3 and its cost average is 4, and when they are mixed together we have to find this cost which is unknown here. So we will apply alligation. So x minus 4, 5 minus x. So the ratio of the rate difference should be equal to the ratio of the quantity mixed. So 3x minus 12 is 25 minus 5x. 8x is 37 x is 37 upon 8, 4 is 32, 32, 5.6, 48, 48, 20 to 2, 16, 40 left, 5. So it should be 4.625 per kg, which is the answer. Clear? Let's go to the next. A mixture of 125 gallons of wine and water contains 20% of water. So there is a mixture of 125 gallons which has wine and water mixture in it, and it contains 20% water. How much water must be added into this mixture of 125 gallons in order to increase the percentage of water from 20% to 25% is the question. So I have wine and I have water. So water content is 20%. The remaining 80% should be wine. Clear? Which means the ratio should be 4:1. Now I have to add water in it. So I have to add water, which is not known. We have to find that out. So that the resultant mixture contains 25% of water, which means the wine ratio would be 75% in that case, right? Which means the ratio would be 3:1. Now just imagine when in this solution we are adding water, which means the portion of wine, the quantity of wine in the original mixture does not change even in the final mixture. Which means if it is 4 here, it should be 4 here also. It is not changing. So we will make both of this same. So I'll multiply this by 3 and I'll multiply this by 4. So what happens? This becomes 12:4 and this becomes 12:3 and this becomes 12:4. Correct? So this is the scenario, which means how much water I added. Now see, wine became same. How much water did I add? 1. So 1 of water was added in terms of ratio. Now what is the quantity I have? 12 plus 3, 15 in terms of ratio. And that value is given to me as 125. Which means the value of 1 would be 125 upon 15. So 125 upon 15 would be 15 into 8 is 120. 5 bacha. 15 3s are 45. So without doing further, I will just click by looking at the options. Next. Okay, there's another kind of concept which I would like you to understand before I solve this problem. And this kind of problems often comes in exams like GMAT, CAT, and it's very important to understand this concept. So let us say I have a vessel in which I have 100 liters of pure milk. And this vessel is completely filled. Now let us say if I remove 10% of milk from this vessel and I replace that with water. So if I remove 10% from here, how much have I removed? I have removed 10 liters. So actually the milk becomes 90 liters. And water which is added, so what the milk, 10 liters of milk was removed, so 10 liters of water must have been added. So the new mixture, the total 100 liters will remain the same, but now milk and water quantities will be different. So when I say I removed 10% from here, which means in terms of fraction, how much did I remove? 1 upon 10. So if 1 upon 10 of the total solution was removed, how much was left? 9 upon 10 was left. This was removed. Correct? So 9/10 of what? Of 100, which means 9/10 of 100 is what? 90. So which means 90 liters of water is left here. So can I say, when I did this operation, can I say that in first process, the milk was original quantity of milk into fraction left. Correct? Now let us say I repeat this process further one more time. So now my mixture has got 90 liters of milk and 10 liters of water. Again, I will remove 10% from this solution. So when I remove 10% from this solution, and now since it has got both milk and water in it, 10% of both the quantities will be removed because now they are mixed. So इसका 9 liters remove हो जाएगा और इसका 1 liter remove हो जाएगा. So how much of milk is left? 81 liters. Right now I'm not bothered about water because let us see what happens to the quantity which is constantly getting removed, because water is sometimes getting added, sometimes getting removed. So we'll concentrate only on milk right now. So this 81 liters, can I say, is again 9/10 of 90, that is 81, which means it is 109/10 जो 90 होता है उसका वापस 9/10, which means if every time if I want to find out, if I repeat this process, let us say n number of times, और n number of times के बाद में जो ये वेसल है या कंटेनर है उसमें कितना मिल्क होगा अगर मेरे को फाइंड आउट करना है, so wouldn't it be 100 into fraction that is left into number of times I'm carrying this operation, because यहाँ पर 2 बार किया तो स्क्वायर हो गया. So this is what the concept is. So if we want to find out the final quantity of milk is nothing but initial quantity into fraction that is left upon number of times the process is done. Clear? We'll try to solve this particular problem exactly using this concept. What is the problem saying? So a cistern contains 50 liters of water. 5 liters of water is taken out and it is replaced with wine. The process is repeated again. Find the proportion of wine and water in the resulting mixture. So in this case, what the quantity which is getting constantly removed is water, which means I will apply this concept on water. So what is the initial quantity of water I have? So I'm been asked what is the proportion of wine and water in the final mixture. So let us first find out the final quantity of water. That is going to be initial quantity of water, which is 50 liters. And after removing 5 liters, so 5 liters is how much? 5 divided by 50 is 1 upon 10th. The 1 upon 10th of the mixture is removed or water is removed. How much is left? 9 upon 10. If 1/10 is removed, left is 9 upon 10. So fraction left. And this process was repeated 2 times. The square of this. The final quantity of water would be 50 into 81 upon 100. That is 81 upon 2. But what I have been asked, the proportion of wine and water in the resulting mixture. So let us say quantity of water finally left is 81 upon 2 and the total mixture still remains 50, which means 81 by 2 divided by total final mixture is 50, which is 81 upon 100, correct? Which means this is water and this is total. Which means how much is wine? Total minus water, that is 19. What will be the proportion of wine and water? 19 is to 81. This is the answer. Correct? Let's move ahead. A vessel is full of refined oil. 1/4 of the refined oil is taken out and the vessel is filled with mustard oil. If this process is repeated 4 times and 10 liters of refined oil is finally left in the vessel, what is the capacity of the vessel? The same concept which we discussed. So in this case, I have been given what was the final quantity of refined oil. So final quantity of refined oil is 10 initial quantity of refined oil, which I am not knowing. 1/4 was removed, which means the fraction left was 3/4. And this process was repeated 4 times. Correct? So I want to find the initial quantity of refined oil. So this will be 10x into 81 upon 256. So 2560 upon 81 should be the initial quantity of refined oil. This is the answer. So once we understand the concept, it becomes very simple to start solving the problems. In what ratios should two qualities of coffee powder having the rates of 47 per kg and rupees 32 per kg be mixed in order to get a mixture that would have a rate of rupees 37 per kg? So I've been asked the ratio of quantities. So I have a coffee powder 1. So I will say coffee powder 1 and coffee powder 2. The rate is 47 per kg. Here the rate is 32 per kg. And the mixture is 37 per kg. And this quantity, let us say, so the difference between the rates is 37 minus 2 is 5, 47 minus 2 is 10. So I can say the ratio of two quantities is equals to the ratio of the difference in rates as far as the alligation rule concerns. So 1:2 is the ratio. This is the answer. Clear? So we had done a similar kind of problem earlier. So I think I will give you this to you as an homework. You can try this. Correct. A man buys milk at rupees 8.5 per liter and dilutes it with water. He sells the mixture at the same rate as he purchased the milk and still he gains 11.11%. Find the quantity of water mixed by him in every liter of milk. So understand what is happening. If I bought something at some price and I'm selling it also at some price, in that case, my profit, there will be no profit, no loss, because I'm just selling at the same price. But here what's happening is he's buying at some price, but he's mixing water in it, in the milk, which here we assume that it doesn't cost anything. And then he sells at the same price. But in this case, what has happened is he has diluted the water, the milk. So his profit will come because of what? His profit will come because of diluting the milk with water. So in whatever percentage he has diluted the water, is the same percentage he will gain the profit. So he had the profit of 11.11%, which means he must have diluted also the original solution with 11.11% of water, right? In my percentages lecture, I had shown that 11.11% in fraction can be written as 1 upon 9, which means in every 9 liters of milk, he is adding 1 liter of water. And that's why he is getting a profit of 11.11%, which means in 9 liters, he's adding 1. So I have been asked, what is the quantity of water mixed by him in every 1 liter? So every 1 liter, he must be mixing 1 upon 9. And 1 upon 9, if you see, it will be 10 to 0.1, again 1. Okay, so this is the answer. So every liter of milk, he must be adding 0.111 liters of water, and that's why he's getting a profit of 11.11%, because he's selling at the price at which he bought the milk. So profit is only because of adding water. Next. The price of a pen and a pencil is rupees 35. The pen was sold at rupees at 20% profit and pencil at 10% loss. If in the entire transaction a man gains rupees 4, how much is the cost price of the pen? Very important, very good. It's a typical allegation problem, but there is one catch in this, which you are going to learn from this numerical. There is a pen and a pencil. The total price is given to me as 35. Total price. Okay, let me assume X and this is Y. So I've been given X plus Y is 35, right? The pen was sold at 20% profit. So it was sold at 20% profit. And pencil was sold at 10% loss. So since there's a loss here, I'm going to take it as minus 10%. Right? Because that effect has to come. If the transaction a man gains rupees 4, so pura in total mixture, total sales of pen and pencil, he got a profit of rupees 4. So profit of rupees 4 on what? Because if I have taken percentage here, if I have taken percentage here, I have to take percentage here also. I cannot take quantity here. So he got profit of 4 on 35 because total cost was 35 into 100. So if you solve this, 25s are 7s are, so 80 by 7. So 80 by 7% is his profit overall. So now I will do this minus this. So this will become 80 upon 7 minus minus 10. So 80 upon 7 plus 10, that is 80 plus 70 upon 7, that is 150 upon 7. And this will be 20 minus 80 upon 7, that is 140 minus 80 upon 7, that is 60 upon 7. Correct? 140 minus 80, 60 upon 7. So the ratio, if I say it will be 15 is to 6, 10 upon 7, 10 upon 7 will get cancelled. I'll further divide it by 3, so 5 is to 2. So the ratio of the price of pen and a pencil is 5 is to 2, which means the total is 7. X plus Y is 7, whose price is given as 35. So the price of one would be 35 upon 7, which is equals to 5. And they've asked us the cost price of pen. So pen corresponds to 5. So if 1 is 5, 5 will be 25. So 25 is the cost of pen. Clear? In a Singapore zoo, there are deers and there are ducks in the
ducks. If the heads are counted, there are 180 heads. While the legs are counted, there are 448. What will be the number of deers in the zoo? So let us say there are days, there are ducks, X quantity Y, correct? अब heads है, तो एक डियर को एक ही हेड होगा, तो X को X ही होगा, इसको एक को Y, एक डक को एक ही हेड होगा, तो total number of heads also would be Y. So X plus Y is being given as 180. ठीक है? Now as far as legs is concerned, one deer has got 4 legs. X will have how many? 4X. One duck has 2 legs. So Y will be having 2Y. So I've been given 4X plus 2Y. Total number of legs are 448. Correct? I can divide this by 2. So 2X plus Y will be 224 and X plus Y is 180. Purely simultaneously you solve it. X will be 20 and 44. So this is what I have been asked. Number of deers 44 is the answer. Correct. Okay, so again with allegation we are going to try to solve this problem. A bartender stole champagne from a bottle that contained 50% of spirit and he replaced what he had stolen with a champagne having 20% spirit. There was one bottle in which the concentration of spirit was higher in champagne, and there was another bottle in which the concentration of spirit was lesser, that is 20%. So what he did was he stole something out of this and then he mixed this 20% in that, and it resulted in a spirit in a champagne which is having 25% spirit, right? So I can say champagne 1 and champagne 2, right? And then what they're saying is how much of the bottle did he steal, which means if this was my bottle, if I had 50% of this, 50% concentration, I removed something out of here, and that was being replaced by another bottle having 20%, which then resulted in this concentration to be 25%. So they've asked me how much did I remove from here, how much initially. So let us see. So this was 50%, this was 20%. When they mixed after stealing, it is 25%. So this will be 5, this will be 25. The ratio would be 1:5. Now, when you are applying the allegation, what actually is happening here? That this is something from where it was removed. The quantity was removed from here, and here it was replaced. So this represents the quantity which was replaced. So how much was replaced? 5. Which means if 5 was replaced from this original bottle, 5 must have got removed because equal quantity was replaced. Which means if 5 was replaced, which means in this there would have been 6 earlier because अभी एक ही है, तो 5 रिप्लेस किया मतलब पहले 6 हुआ होगा ना, इसी के लिए तो उसको 5 रिप्लेस करना पड़ रहा है, 5 निकाला तो उतना ही रिप्लेस किया, तो which means the original would have been 6. And how much was stolen? 5. Correct? So 5/6 of the bottle was stolen, and that's what I've been asked here, but I've been asked in terms of percentage. So no problem. 5/6 into 100. 250 by 3. 8, 3 is 10, 3. So एक ही option है, 83.33% is the answer. Understood? From a solution of milk and water in the ratio 3:5, 20% is taken out and replaced by milk. How many times should this process be done to make the ratio of milk to water as 17:8? Again, here we will apply the concept of that repeated removal stuff. So there is milk and water. Three is to 5, which means if the ratio is 3:5, the quantity of milk would be 3 out of 8 and quantity of water would be 5 out of 8. Correct? %, of what is taken out, water is taken out. And the final ratio of milk and water is 17:8, which means final quantity of water is 8/25. So we'll apply that concept. Final quantity of water is initial quantity of water into 20% is taken out. So 20% corresponds to, in fraction, 1/5. So 1/5 is taken out. So what is left? 4/5. And this process, how many times is being repeated so that final quantity is 8/25 is what we have been asked. So we'll just take this here. 64/125 is 4/5 raised to n. So this I can write it as 4/5 cube is 4/5 raised to n. So this is equals to this, which means the power also should be same. N is 3, which means this process should have been repeated 3 times to have the milk and water in the ratio 17:8 in the final quantity. Let's go ahead. A and B are two alloys of gold and copper prepared by mixing the respective metals in the proportions of 7:2 and 7:11. If alloys are mixed to form a third alloy, which has an equal proportion of gold and copper, so in third alloy, the gold and copper proportion is same. What is the ratio of alloys A and B in the mixture? So what they've asked is, there is alloy 1 and there is alloy 2. Gold and copper are in the ratio 7:2 and here gold and copper are in the ratio 7:11. Now both these alloys are mixed and an alloy C is formed. This is A, this is B, which has got gold and copper in the ratio 1:1. Now they are saying what is the ratio of the quantities of A and B that were mixed together to form this. So we'll apply alligation. But understand one thing, alligation, we have to either apply on gold or we have to either apply on copper. So let's try to apply this alligation on gold. So alloy 1, gold, what is the quantity of gold? 7 of 9, so 7/9. Alloy 2, gold, 7/18. They are mixed together and in the mixture what is the gold? 1 of total 2, so half. So if I take alligation, this is greater, so 1/2 minus 7/18 and 7/9 minus 1/2. So this would be 9 minus 7, 2/18, and this would be 14 minus 9, 5/18. So the ratio of quantities of these two mixtures would be in the proportion 2/18 is to 5 upon 18. 18 got cancelled. So 2 is to 5 should be the answer. Okay. Let's try to a shrewd milkman mixes water and milk in the ratio 2 is to 3. What part of this mixture should be removed and replaced with water so that the solution contains water and milk in the ratio 1 is to 1? So what they're saying is, what are they removing? They're removing milk and they're replacing with water. So we'll do that repeated removal concept and we'll apply it on milk because that has been constantly removed. So what is the initial quantity of milk? So milk and water are in ratio 2 is to 3. So can I say milk is 2 of total 5 and water is 3 of total 5? Now we are applying what part of this mixture should be removed so and replaced with water. So I can say final quantity of milk is initial quantity of milk into fraction left upon number of time this process is done, which is only one time here. So final quantity of milk is in the ratio 1 is to 1, milk and water. So final quantity would be 1 upon 2. Initial quantity of milk is 2 upon 5. This is what we have to find. Let us say I will say this as K. So K would be okay. So this was water and this was milk, right? We wrote it as milk and water, but in the question it is given as water and milk. So this would be 3 upon 5. So K would be 5 upon 6, correct? So what is K? K is the quantity of fraction left, which means fraction taken out would be 1 by 6. So 1 by 6 was taken out and replaced with water. So this is the answer. Correct? Next. A milkman sells his mixture of milk and water at the cost price of milk itself and thus he gains a profit of 20%. What is the ratio of milk and water in the mixture? Again, we have done this kind of sum earlier where it was 11.11% profit he got because of adding water. So what was the water mixed per liter? So the same type of concept. So in this case also he's selling at the same price he bought the milk, which means that profit is coming purely because of adding mixture, adding water. And water is how much he's added 20%. So which means 20% corresponds to 1 by 5, which means in every 5 liters of milk he's adding 1 water. So that's what is ratio of milk and water in the mixture is 5 is to 1. I think this is the first part. I'll be coming very soon and I'll be uploading few more lectures on mixtures and alligation. So please stay connected. If you like this, please subscribe to my channel and have a nice day.